And we're live. Excellent. And we're recording. Good, good. Boost this just a hair. Alrighty, let's do it. Tech Twice Weekly, episode number 2. Welcome to Tech Twice Weekly. My name is Ben White, and this is a new podcast bringing you technology news, headlines, and discussions of the big stories during the week every Sunday and Wednesday. I'm running solo today, so let's get straight into the headlines. Engadget brings us the news on Amazon silently releasing a new mobile payment app. The app appears to be targeted as a competitor to Apple's Passbook and Google Wallet, but is currently only released as a beta in the Google Play Store. Amazon's Wallet app allows you to store gift cards, loyalty cards, and various membership cards in one central location. Currently, the app only allows users to see any credit cards they have stored in their Amazon account, but they cannot use them through the app. I have to assume, though, that these cards will eventually be accessible once the app comes out of beta. So far, there have been no announcements about a time frame for when the Amazon Wallet app will officially be out of beta. So for now, try it at your own risk. As reported by the Next Web, Facebook has added a new Save for Later feature to users' timelines. This feature will be available for both desktop and mobile versions of the Facebook timeline and allows users to bookmark items in their timeline that they find interesting so they can quickly jump back to them later. The list of items marked for later viewing is private, so only the user will know what they've marked. Facebook has indicated that not all users will see this feature available in their timeline right away, but they are beginning to roll it out to mobile and desktop platforms over the next several days. TechCrunch is covering Microsoft's announcement to merge 5 of their various annual conferences into one single conference. They're calling the new conference Inaugural Unified Microsoft Commercial Technology Event. That's the name they're coming up with. So, but while the name might be a little long, the post in Microsoft's Office blog explained that the change is due to the previous conference structure being outdated and wanted to move towards more integration across products. The new event will be held in Chicago sometime during May 2015. No exact date has yet been given. In an effort to appease media copyright holders, Google will now be promoting legal content options alongside searches for pirated content, according to the news story on Torrent Freak. Taking advantage of the ad space Google already has on search pages, Google has updated the banner ads to display results from the Google Play Store as well as other content platforms when a search for a movie or TV title is made that also includes pirating related terms. These terms include things such as BitTorrent or DVD rip, as well as many others. Searching for movie or TV titles alone appears to not trigger the targeted advertising. Time will tell if these generated suggestions have any actual effect on piracy and media sales. In more Microsoft news, The Verge reports that Satya Nadella, Microsoft's CEO, has confirmed that all major versions of the Windows operating system will be merged together into one operating system for all screen sizes. On Tuesday, during Microsoft's quarterly earnings call, Nadella explained the goal would be to have one common architecture that a single team can work on. It was also noted that there will still be multiple editions of Windows, with a common architecture allowing for build once, run anywhere applications. One detail not mentioned during the call was how Windows Phone, and Xbox would be combined. Android Central got a chance to get hands-on with NVIDIA's new Shield tablet. The new tablet, which includes a separate wireless controller intended to be paired with it, is the newest version of the Shield gaming tablet offered by NVIDIA, the sequel, if you will, to their original all-in-one. The Shield tablet has an 8-inch 1920 by 1200 IPS display accompanied by a pair of front-facing speakers for a really good listening experience. It also includes a front and rear-facing 5-megapixel camera supporting live streaming to twitch.tv. Overall, this appears to be a very strong entry into the gaming tablet space. However, personally, I'm not sure if that niche market is big enough to support the Shield tablet with a starting price of $299 that doesn't include the controller. For the full review by Android Central, please check out the link in our show notes. Making for a Microsoft hat trick, Ars Technica reports on the announcement of the Lumia 530 smartphone. Intended as an update to the Lumia 520 smartphone, the Lumia 530 will come in single and dual SIM versions. No announcement if both versions will be made available to the US market. The 530 sports a 5-megapixel camera with a 512 megabytes of RAM, matching that of the 520, but it only includes 4 gigabytes of internal storage. Storage can be expanded, however, with the included micro SD slot, which offers support for up to 128 gigabytes. The phone also has a 4-inch display with an 854 by 480 resolution, paired with a 1.2 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon 200 processor and an Adreno 302 GPU. So while it may not be winning any performance awards, NVIDIA has said that the Lumia 530 is expected to be priced around $114 before taxes and fees. Currently, only T-Mobile has announced plans to carry the phone later this year. Coming in as a possible blast from the past, GigaOM shares the news that Shoutcast has been relaunched as a hosted streaming service. You may remember Shoutcast being developed by Nullsoft, the creators of Winamp, back in 1999 as a solution for streaming internet radio stations run individually on personal servers. AOL purchased Nullsoft in 1999, and since then, there hasn't been much development on the Shoutcast technology. In January, however, Shoutcast was sold to Radionomy, a French-based online radio startup. They have now relaunched the Shoutcast technology as a cloud-based radio service, allowing for anyone to broadcast without the need to set up their own dedicated servers. Currently, Radionomy is offering this service free to broadcasters and monetizing the hosted streams with server-side injected ads. This is similar to listening to a free version of Spotify or Pandora, where you'll listen for a while and occasionally get an ad from the service. And those are the headlines so far. So, being that I'm on my own this week, we're going to keep the discussion a little bit simple, a little short, but I wanted to expand on the NVIDIA Shield tablet announcement a little bit, and just kind of share my thoughts on it. I personally own the original NVIDIA Shield all-in-one, which is a screen, a controller built all into one single gaming unit. Kind of similar to Nintendo's DS in that sense, but certainly much larger. And of course, it's running Android OS, which is the key especially because it's paired with NVIDIA's proprietary software for streaming games right from your home desktop. So you can stream games through Steam or Origin, and the number of titles are currently supported. My concern, however, with this tablet is that you already have a thin market. Trying to get people to buy the Shield has been an uphill battle. Everyone I know who has one loves one, but convincing someone new to get the Shield who isn't a big gamer, or maybe already has a tablet or already has a Nintendo DS, is really difficult. The they're not cheap. Coming in at $250 for the original NVIDIA Shield, dropped to $200 on sale for a while. I'm not sure if that price cut's still in effect, but it's hard. I love mine, but even with really enjoying it, I just don't find myself using it that often unless I'm traveling. When I'm home, I'm at my desktop. I've got a laptop, and that even gets hardly used. Not to mention, I also have a tablet, another piece of technology I don't really find myself using, and I'm not sure a dedicated gaming tablet would change that, especially since this isn't an upgrade to the handheld all in one unit, but more an alternate unit. So, with that all being said, at a price tag of $299 on launch, that does not even include the cost of the controller, which is an additional $39, I'm a little nervous that NVIDIA's kind of overextending themselves here. I'm also worried that this is going to mean the NVIDIA Shield all in one unit may get left behind. I'm hoping they continue to maintain updates for that, but only time will tell. The other big story I wanted to talk about today was Shoutcast and the relaunch of the Shoutcast service. Shoutcast originally was a really great concept with a lot of early adopter internet radio stations being launched through the Shoutcast technology. Shoutcast allowed broadcasters to get online, broadcasting music and live streaming podcasts if you wanted, whatever radio content you wanted to deliver. I mean, audio only, of course, but whatever you wanted to share on the internet with a really low barrier of entry. And I'm excited to see the technology back and improved with a company that's actively developing it. I haven't had an opportunity yet to check into the actual new service offerings, but it's definitely something I want to look into. This service, I think, could be great, especially for someone like myself, a podcaster. Once you have some episodes under your belt, you could even syndicate your own shows using a Shoutcast server, or maybe even use it to run, um, you know, music or whatever. But of course, there's the catch. Just like the trouble with YouTube and audio constantly being, or say video constantly being taken offline due to DMCA takedown notices, I have to wonder how that's being watched or enforced with the new Shoutcast service, because I certainly assume I can't just jump on to a new Shoutcast feed and start playing my favorite music collection. Somebody somewhere is supposed to be paying royalties when those songs are paid. And perhaps that's being covered somehow by Radionomy and some agreement they have where they pay after the fact, or maybe that's against the terms of service, which is going to really make it difficult for radio streamers to do the radio thing unless they're broadcasting purely independent music, which historically hasn't always been true with Shoutcast, because originally the servers were all run independently. You could really broadcast anything you wanted. It was the wild, wild west, and there was nobody to enforce any policy. Now, rightly or wrongly, different discussion. I'm not saying that that's necessarily a good thing, that there was no policing and no enforcement of DMCA. People who make music deserve their royalty fees, of course. But I'm really curious how sensitive radionomy is going to be to that. If I'm in the middle of broadcasting something, and even if I have the right to play a piece of music, or maybe I've been given permission by a studio, that often can get a YouTube video pulled down still because bots will catch that piece of audio and pull it down with an automatic takedown notice. Will that be true with my radio broadcast? Will I be in the middle of broadcasting a stream and all of a sudden be taken offline? That would ruin it for me. Personally, if I'm in a situation where I have to worry about that, I probably wouldn't even touch the service at all because I don't want to be worried about my show being taken offline in the middle of a broadcast, or and dealing with those DMCA takedown notices on YouTube has historically been a pain. Podcasters everywhere complain about it, especially because it's really to the benefit of the people sending the takedown notices, and the people fighting the notices are really at the disadvantage. But I'll have to check back into the service, or check into the service, I should say, for the first time, see what they have going on, see what their policies are, do a little more digging into this because I'm really curious about how they're making it work. Perhaps I might even do a demo stream and check out the service, see about doing a special covering that or something like that. Because it really is interesting to me to see a service that originally was kind of for independent broadcasting go to a cloud-based platform. The other question I have is, does this mean that the Shoutcast software is no longer available for use independently? Is it only available through their hosted service? That's something else I really want to check into. All right, guys. Well, that's all that's on my mind today. And again, being solo, not a whole lot more to say to everybody, but hoping to be back with Eric on Sunday. And with that, please check us out, techtwiceweekly.com. Subscribe. We'll have the show notes up there shortly. If you have any questions, please post to the website. We've got comments there. Going to be getting an email put together soon. It'll be ttw@techtwiceweekly.com. So hope to hear from you. If you have some stories, feel free to email those in. Otherwise, have a great day, everybody.